Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about the glucose test. I noticed that there's not a ton of videos about it on YouTube, so I just wanted to touch on it and have my experience on it. I just recently had to take the 1 hour glucose test as well as the 3 hour glucose test because I didn't pass the first one. So if you guys are interested in hearing what I went through during those two tests, then just keep watching. Alrighty, so starting with the 1 hour glucose test, I was super nervous for it because everyone made it seem like it was going to be so much worse than it actually was. I had a lot of people telling me that the drink was almost like syrup and that it was super sugary, that it was going to upset my stomach, that a lot of people get sick. So I was kind of worried about it, to be honest. I was really nervous going into it. But then I got there and it was nothing. Like, it was just drinking like a sugary kid's drink is kind of what it tasted like. You just waited an hour, I got my blood drawn, and I was good to go. That was it. I did have to fast, but it wasn't like the 12-hour fast or anything like that. I think it was 8 hours for my first one. So you could eat normal dinner, and then I had my appointment, I believe, at 10:45. So I had to fast for a little while, but it wasn't too bad. And my doctor told me that I was allowed to have protein before, so things like eggs and bacon and sausage. I would check with your doctor to make sure before, but that's at least what my doctor told me. But I got a call a few hours after we left that I had failed my glucose test by about 2 or 3 points. So then I had to schedule the 3 hour glucose test, which of course I was like, okay, it won't be too bad because I took the 1 hour and it was nothing. Like, it was nothing like people had hyped it up to be. So I was like, okay, no big deal. Sitting there is kind of going to suck, but whatever. So we got there and my husband sat with me, which my husband is in the military, so we go to the hospital on base. So I don't know if what we went through is a little bit different than maybe a normal civilian hospital, but I'm just going to tell you my experience. So when we got there for the 3 hour, I had to immediately get blood drawn as soon as I got there, which was different from the 1 hour. And then I was given the same drink, but for some reason, this one tasted way more sugary to me. I don't know if the drinks are different, but this one was way worse, and I was told after I drank it, you have 5 minutes to drink it, and then every hour for the next 3 hours, they were going to draw your blood for the glucose levels. So I was like, okay, so I drank the drink, sat down, didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, I did this last time, didn't have any issues, whatever. I got to about 20 minutes in after drinking the drink and my stomach turned and I was in the bathroom. I felt like the entire time we were there. I never actually got sick, but I felt so nauseous pretty much the entire time me and my husband sat there. But basically what the glucose test is testing for is the blood sugar levels that you have, so how much sugar is getting to the baby, and it can cause diabetes or the preset of diabetes. So that's pretty much what it's testing for, and typically around 15 to 25%, I believe, of women fail the first test. So it's pretty common for women to have to take the 3 hour, but if you have to take the 3 hour and you went through what I went through, I'm so sorry because it was awful. Like, all I wanted to do was just get in a hot shower and go home. So basically, I had to get my blood drawn every hour for 3 hours after that. So I got pricked 4 times. And from what I've seen from other videos, people get their fingers pricked. I actually had to get like full-on blood drawn, and they would take a vial of blood each time. So I was feeling pretty lightheaded after we left, but I did pass the 3 hours, so that's exciting. When you have to take the 3 hour, you start getting worried just because you're like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have GD and that kind of thing. So it's kind of nerve-wracking, but it's not too bad. Once you get it over with, you're like, thank goodness. That was definitely the worst thing that I've had to go through so far during pregnancy, I think. just like that nauseous feeling and feeling sick to your stomach and not being at home. Like, I'm one of those people, if I'm sick, I just want to be at home. And what's gotten me through pregnancy when I don't feel good is just going and sitting in a hot shower and kind of steaming it out. But obviously I couldn't do that, so luckily there was I think there's 3 huge stalls that I could go sit in. So I'm happy that's over. I also wanted to touch on my 29 weeks because the last time I updated you guys, I was just starting my 3rd trimester at 28 weeks. So this week, I have gotten my appetite back for burgers, which has been one of those things that I haven't wanted the entire time I've been pregnant. So that's exciting because I love burgers. So me and my husband went and pigged out at Five Guys this past weekend. I can feel Cameron moving a ton. Like, it honestly looks like a little alien coming out of my stomach. It's crazy. But it's really cool at the same time. I can also tell that he's growing. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have experienced this too. I use the Ovia app and it tells me how big he's getting and like each milestone. So I can kind of feel almost when he's growing, like I can feel my uterus just stretching. And it's not a sharp pain, but it's very uncomfortable. So if any of you guys have experienced that, let me know in the comments below. I was experiencing a lot of this pain last night where I ended up just going in the shower and just having hot water run on my back, which if you guys haven't tried that and you're pregnant, you must, because it's like the #1 thing that's gotten me through pregnancy. Our water bill's probably jacked up, but when you're pregnant, you can get away with a lot of stuff like that. But I think that's it for 29 weeks. My next appointment is gonna be at our 32-week mark, which is crazy because that's when I think I'm gonna start packing our bags. So give this video a thumbs up if you guys want me to post a what's in my hospital bag, what's in baby's bag, and maybe have my husband do what he wants to pack in a bag for him as well. We're super excited and can't wait for baby to be here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave any video suggestions you have for me in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next one.